So hello friends, you are watching Demon God Gaming. Hope you guys doing well, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about Skull Merchant's design preview. Yes, we have recently opened a new tab where you can go and prefer your designs based on some killers. If those killer characters or perks or anything are getting rework or new design changes, you can go there and mention your changes that you want on that character, and based on that we were created this tab. Here they have listed every changes that going to happen to Skull Merchant. Like, she's going to get a complete rework, so we're going to discuss them here. Reevaluating the Skull Merchant, we know that Skull Merchant is a divisive killer who, regardless of her performance in a trial, carries a lot of history and strong feelings among players. Many players feel she is not fun to play against, and her kit is exceedingly complex. I don't think so that her kit is complex, not exceedingly at all. This scares away potential killers from trying her, and make is difficult for survivor to consider counterplay without dedicated research. As we look to reworking Skull Merchant, our aim is to strike a balance between bring fun to play as and against, preserve the intel focus of her kit while making it intuitively to understand for both sides, move away from a passive power with limited player interaction, and embrace a more active play style while ensuring her power is compensated in interesting ways. Those last 2 points may be particularly difficult to hear for long time Skull Merchant mains, but we feel it's important to be clear about our intention here. While the future we envision for Skull Merchant is quite different from her previous iterations, we feel this rework brings some exciting new tools of torment to the table. So they want Skull Merchant to be a fun character now. Means they want her to be a fun character to face and to play as. They don't want her kit to be complex. I don't think so her kit is complex at all. And they want that players of higher tier, means what can I understand from these 3 points, that they want that character to be playable and faceable in higher tiers and low tiers, and for beginners also. Like, they want her to be an interesting character now. Drone 2.0, Skull Merchant can deploy a stealth drone. Okay, her stealth drones are back. She carries a total of 5, so she will have 5 stealth drones which scans its immediate vicinity and provides intel back to her. After a short activation period, the drone gives off subtle audio and visual indication of the area being scanned, revealing any survivor on the radar who are caught by its 2 rotating detection zones. Okay, now she like her drones are going to have the 2 detection range again, like 2 rotating detection zones back. That's good. Revealing survivors is like she can reveal survivors again. Maybe the same pattern, like if you crouching or standing still, or you're doing something that is like you are on a single point, you are still on a single point and you will not get scanned. But if you're crouch moving, then like if you're running or walking, only that time you can be detected. Otherwise, if you're standing on a still standing still on a point, you can't be detected at all. Sorry for the grammatical errors. Importantly, we have slowed their rotation speed slightly and toned down the visual intensity of these zones, removing the large scan lines to replace them with something more subtle. Namely, you will see the direction of each detection zone as they rotate, but the detection zone itself is invisible. This gives survivors an impression of the space that's being actively scanned, but requires them to proceed cautiously. Okay, that's good. Here they have provided the top view and side view of the drones, and the thing is, now these detection lines are going to be much bigger. Let me select what color it is. Okay, red. That's good. How can I widen it? Okay, so her detection zones are going to be like this. If I draw in 3D, mostly like this. It's going to be like this mostly, which is going to be way wider than before. And the fun part is that only this much part will be always visible to survivors. Means a huge part like this and these parts are invisible to survivors. They can't see these parts at all. That's very good. Like it's going to be interesting thing. As this said, they want their character to be interesting, and it's good. That's good. What I can understand from these two images actually. Okay, I need a very wide. Okay, now let's close this tab. Paintbrush option should be high. Okay, now let's go to other. While we know they had their supporters, the original scanlines were visually loud and often clashed with the rest of the game's look and feel. Actually, it also creates lag. So if they're doing this kind of thing, where a small portion of area is visible, other areas are invisible, it's good. Like it's interesting. Like there always a character that is cautious. You have to approach that drone cautiously. The original skylines were okay. Rest of the game's looks and feel. The intent here is to strike a balance between giving survivors just enough info to assess the threat, a subtle rotating field of detection, without that threat overwhelming the space and feeling incongruous to Dead by Daylight's visual identity. I don't know the meaning of this word at all. Like this word is new to me. Not in harmony or keeping with the surroundings or other aspects. Oh, drone control. Once a stealth drone has been active for a short period, Skull Merchant can choose to take control of drones from a distance. During this time, she becomes undetectable as her controlled drone becomes the primary threat. This stealth drones move slightly faster than her base movement speed and consume a new resource power unique to each drone. While being controlled, power is consumed slowly as the control drone idles and slightly more is consumed while moving. Skull Merchant is also able to use a burst of this power to activate drone propulsion. This charged power sends the drone flying forward at high speed relative to how long it was charged. Put similar strength, drone go brrr. Oh. Hitting a survivor with drone propulsion causes them to lose a health state. If you hit a survivor or collide with an object during this action, the drone will be destroyed and retain control through Skull Merchant. With these new stealth drones, we want to give players something that feels familiar, using drones to gather intel, but also opens the door for unique skill expression opportunities. Repositioning drones and propulsions skill shots using technology to hunt her prey is core to Skull Merchant's identity, and so it's important that we stay true to that. We have opted to remove many of the background effects, hindered haste, lock on, claw trap that were previously tied to these drones, though rather than doing a little bit of everything with her drones under layers of complexity, we want their use cases to be clear to killers and survivors alike on the fly. Basically, if they are static, they are likely scanning for survivors. If they are moving, they are a collision hazard. First thing, they removed these status effects from her drones. Like there is no claw trap, lock on, haste, hindered effect related to her drones anymore. Now, the interesting part is that if the drone become active, means it's not anymore in stealth mode, it's in active mode. Skull Merchant can take over the drone like how twins, how Charlotte, you can switch between Charlotte and Victor, but the drones have a new power that is called power gauge. unique to every drone. uh, I think it's going to be like mend effect for a certain amount of time. It will last. After that, the drone will disable if you are not using it at all. And there is another thing called charged power, where you can charge the drone for a certain amount of time, and the moment you release that, the drone will fly straight forward in a forward direction at high speed. And if it collide with a survivor, then that survivor will lose a health state. And if it collides with a object, then it will burst, and skull merchant will return to her original body and will gain the drone again in her arsenal. That's good. What I can say, like this drone control thing is mostly going to be Pinhead's chain power, because he's leaving Dead by Daylight after 4th April. So I think it's going to be Pinhead's chain, like Pinhead's chain power. Maybe they want Pinhead mains to have a new main like Skull Merchant, where they can use the similar chain power to counter survivors. Is good. So Skull Merchant is going to be a range character also. Wow, like it's going to be like artists. I think it's going to be more like Pinhead's chain power, or it's going to be like Victor's power. We have to see it in PTV when our PTV will launched. By the way, these changes will be live, like will be testable by next year, not this year. These changes will come to Skull Merchant next year, not this year. The propulsion power is very good. I think it's going to be interesting, and we have to see if it's going to be like Victor's power or it's going to be like Pinhead's power. Drone hacking. So drone hacking are back. Like drones themselves, drone hacking returns with a greater degree of risk and reward. Okay, now that's good. Like before, drones can be disabled by survivors by putting a series of button pressed while close. If a drone is disabled, Skull Merchant's aura is revealed to that survivor. Ooh, now that's good. This is interesting. Like her power is going to harm her now in a proper way, providing useful intel. If the hack is failed, they are revealed by killer instinct and are prevented from attempting another hack for a short period. That's good. The intention here is to introduce a greater degree of tension to hacking, while offering a clear way for survivors to interact with Skull Merchant's kit in a meaningful way. The intel reward is greater than before, but the risk of being revealed is more impactful. With intel at the center of this tension on both sides, we hope it makes this interaction easily digestible by players. Yeah, they will digest it easily. Red light, green light. They want this game inside the DVD. Wow. In addition to her drone, Skull Merchant has another power that ties into her radar. While the name is currently TBD, okay, to be decided, let's refer to it as a global detection power. Once this power is charged and activated, a global warning plays for all survivors for a short period. Afterward, any survivor who actively sprinting is revealed on her radar. Okay, sprinting means running, not walking, or walking is also counted. We have to check that, like when the patch will be available, we can know about that, because sprinting means running, most is running, not walking. Of course, crouching, standing still, and hiding in lockers all prevent detection. Added to the intel provided by stealth drones around the map, this should help ensure killers are easily able to keep tabs on survivors' movement. In line with our rational above, we want survivors to have a clear understanding of what's happening when they face Skull Merchant, where the overlapping timers and status effects of Skull Merchant's previous kit often obscured obscured what the expected result of an encounter might be. Structuring this power around a well-known game, red light green light provides a clear and readable threat, a clear benefit for the killer, and a clear path for survivors to try and overcome it. So basically, it's going to be like Doctor Static Blast, where it gets charged after a certain amount of time, and when you release the power, like how before Doctor Static Blast gets released, every server can hear a static noise that indicates that okay, right now we are going to see Doctor launch his Static Blast, and you have to run away from his terror radius. It's going to be like that. And another thing, if servers aren't running, like they are crouch walking, they are standing still, they're inside locker, they will not get detected. But I don't think that walking servers are immune to that. Like the servers who are walking, they will be also detected. But it's not mentioned here. Like they specifically mentioned who actively sprinting. So until the patch is live, we can't know if walking servers will get revealed or not. Tentative release, we are currently evaluating a timeline for convention rework, but do envision it bring quite far out as our primary focus is on driving a quality of life updates. Once we have a timeline to share, we will be sure to keep you informed via future design preview updates. Few, that was a lot. How do you feel about this rework? We want to hear from you. Jump into our survey and share your thoughts right here. So on this link, from this link, you can share your thoughts. By the way, I think it's going to be very good, a good quality of life change or rework for Skull Merchant. She is going to be interesting. But for one thing, I want to say that the drone hacking thing should be like merciless storm skill checks, not like button press, but the merciless storm skill check design, where you have to constantly like trigger good skill checks to hack the drone. Otherwise, if it's like just pressing keys like how arrow keys, then it's not that fun at all. Otherwise, everything is very good. The new drone propulsion thing, everything is interesting. I think the drone hacking part should be like the Onrio's perk Merciless Storm, where you have to constantly trigger good skill check to hack the drone. If you miss any skill check, you will be revealed to the to Skull Merchant. Otherwise, the changes are good. So see you all next time with another video. Bye bye.